Very good morning to everyone, and thank you for tuning into the Bulletin on this Sunday, the 27th of October, 2024. It's a bit of a cloudy day here in George. With some heavy rain a bit earlier, but now I can see the sun is just popping out. So hopefully it'll turn out to be a nice day. You're listening to the club station of the Sandton Amateur Radio Club, ZS6STN, which is operated today from the shack of Stuart, ZR1 Whiskey Tango in George, Western Cape. This bulletin is broadcast every Sunday at 8:45 local time on the following frequencies: 145.700 megahertz FM in the 2-meter band, 7.115 megahertz lower side band in the 40-meter band, today via a relay from the shack of Knoll, ZR6 Delta X-ray. We also have Echolink, ZS6STN-R, and All-Star nodes. So use whichever gives you best communication. This bulletin is being recorded by Marius, ZR6MS, and will be uploaded to the Sandton Amateur Radio Club ZS6STN's YouTube page. A big thank you to Marius. In the bulletin today, we'll start with SARL General News, followed by club birthdays and club news, the special topic of interest, and finally general call-ins and swap shop on 40 meters Echolink and 2 meters. Right, we'll start with the South African Radio League news for Sunday the 27th of October. Good morning and welcome to the weekly news bulletin of the South African Radio League, read by Stuart, ZR1 Whiskey Tango in George. In the news today, the October RAE results have been released. A new 27-centimeter record is set, and SARL to showcase amateur radio at SFSA 2024. Stay tuned for more information on these and other interesting news items. We begin this bulletin with the news of a silent key. It is with deep regret that we announce the key of Andre Shaw, ZS1 Alpha November, went silent on Sunday the 20th of October 2024. We extend our sincere condolences to his family and friends. You are listening to a news bulletin of the South African Radio League. The October RAE results have been released. Knoll, ZR6 Delta X-ray, the SARL RAE manager, has informed SARL News that the results of the October RAE were released on Saturday morning, the 26th of October. The President and Council wish the new radio amateurs all the best and welcome on the air. Thank you to the RAE team for their hard work. Noel, I'll call you in a bit later to give us some feedback. In fact, maybe let's do that now. Noel, are you on air? ZR6 Delta X-ray, this is ZS6STN.
Oh, ZS6STN, good morning, Stuart. I trust you all well. This is ZR6 Delta X-ray, of course, going out on 40 meters this morning. And yes, thanks very much to all of those guys with the total overall result. The results weren't bad at all, but the numbers have been very, very low overall in South Africa. So we've only had 55 people pass the RAE, and we had just over 60 right. So there was a few failures, unfortunately, and this is normally what's happened. Yeah, and just thanks very much to all the Sandton club members and HF assessors and all the lecturers for doing all of that nice information and that. If I just have a look, I'm just looking at the actual system now at the moment, and I don't want to give too much away because I'm not too sure what's what, because I think there's still one or two people that are still out, documents outstanding. So from what I can remember, Detlef is ZS6CRD. We've got a Durant that also wrote there. ZS, okay, that whether he wrote there or not, I'm not too sure, but ZS4 well, and then there, of course there's SJ Funners Bay, ZR6STN. So well done to all of those, and hope to hear you guys on air soon. So there we go. There is another person that passed. I think it's Albert, but I think there's some documentation outstanding, so I can't give the call sign at the moment until all documentation has been completed. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but we'll have to have a look. While I'm doing this, we can quickly have a look. Yes, unfortunately, Miles hasn't done his HF assessment, so that's still outstanding. So unfortunately, but Miles did pass, so congratulations to him as well. And once he gets the HF assessment in, we'll be able to release the call signs. Stuart, I think that's all from me overall for the exams this morning for the RAE. And just like to thank my team of Gerard and Kelly that helped as well. So thanks very much to those as well. Okay, back to you, Stuart, from ZR6 Delta X-Ray.
ZS6STN back here. Thanks, Noel, for giving us those details about the people who have passed and not. I actually did it from ZR6SJ this morning, Hannes. Good morning and well done. Right, back to the SARL news this morning. So you're listening to the SARL news bulletin this morning. A new 23 centimeter record has been set. Paul, ZS6NK, the SARL VHF and higher record manager, reports that at 8:02 UTC on Thursday the 24th of October 2024, Tom, ZS1 Tango Alpha /P3 in JG81JA53 and Greg ZS1IX in JF9 60B set a new distance record for 23 centimeters. The SSB QSO was over 574.4 kilometers. Tom was north of Port Nolloth, near a place called Holgate. Well done to Tom and Greg. The SARL VHF and higher records can be found at the sarl.org.za/public/local/VHF_SA_records.asp. SARL to showcase amateur radio at the SFSA 2024. The SARL, in partnership with AMSET SA, will exhibit at the annual South African Science Forum to be held at the CSIR Conference Centre in Pretoria from the 4th to the 6th of December. The focus of the SARL/AMSET SA exhibit will be science and technology in amateur radio. The SARL/AMSET SA participation was confirmed by the organisers and a stand has been allocated. The SARL/AMSET SA application was in fierce competition as the application for exhibition stands substantially exceeded the available space. The SARL/AMSET SA participation is being facilitated by Brian Jacobs, ZS6YZ, and Hans van Groenendaal, ZS6AKV. We are inviting amateur radios who are involved in science and technology projects featuring amateur radio to consider participating in the event and have their projects included on the SARL/AMSET SA stand. Brian Jacobs said, We are particularly interested in projects involving learners and students. Send your contact details to admin@amsatsa.org.za and the team will be in touch with you. Last year, the SARL/AMSET SA stand was awarded special recognition for the interest the display created and the way in which people on the stand interacted with the visitors. We'd like to have more people working on the stand, Hans Groenendaal, ZS6AKV said. If you have an interest in science and technology in amateur radio and are available on the 4th to the 6th of December 2024, please send your details to admin@ansatsa.org.za. The November 2024 issue of Radio ZS will be uploaded by Tuesday evening, the 29th of October 2024. The editor is looking for articles about the Jamboree on the Air and CQ Ho Kuas activities. Clubs are invited to submit a small advert about their club, name, address of meeting place, time of meetings, bulletin times, etc. Please send it to radiozs@sarl.org.za. You are listening to a news bulletin of the South African Radio League. Contest news. 11 logs were received for the second leg of the early morning coffee QSO party held on Wednesday the 9th of October. The full list of results was published in HF Happenings 11118. First is Kobus Boshoff, ZS6 BRS with 91 points. Second is Dani Schnelter, ZS6 DPS with 51 points. Third is Mark Walker, ZS6 MDX with 39 points. The combined results of the May and October legs. First is Dani Scheltner, ZS6 DPS with 104 points. Second is Kobus Boshoff, ZS6 BRS, 91 points. And third is Charlotte Duplessis, ZS6 GRT with 64 points. 19 logs were received for the fourth leg of the Wednesday 80-meter club contest held on the 16th of October. First is the West Rand Amateur Radio Club, 303 points. Second is the Northern Cape Amateur Radio Club with 221 points. And third, Sandton Amateur Radio Club, 107 points. Individual scores. First was Kobus, ZS6 KBS, 85 points. Second is Charlotte, ZS6 TJ, and Dave, ZS6 DDT with 80 points. And fourth is Dani, ZS6 DPS with 69 points. The combined results of the four legs. First is the West Rand Amateur Radio Club with 1,735 points. Second, the Northern Cape Amateur Radio Club with 1,051 points. Third is Broerland Amateur Radio Club with 607 points. With individual scores, first is Charlotte, ZS3 TJ, 432 points. Second is Dani, ZS6 DPS with 296 points. And third is Kobus, ZS6 KBS with 269 points. The full set of results will be published in HF Happenings 1119. Moving on to club news. Have you got what it takes to participate in the Halloween special? The October Halloween edition Power Hour Tech Talk is taking place at 1900 hours Central African Time this coming Wednesday evening, the 30th of October. And the topic is Behind the Scenes at SARL Hamnet with scary stories and perhaps the odd trick or treat. Our guest speaker is Brian, ZS6YZ, and the SARL Hamnet Deputy National Director will take us on a behind-the-scenes tour of Hamnet with lots of real stories that show the capabilities of amateur radio's ability to get the job done when the need arises. Join the session on Zoom or listen in on 145/700 megahertz ZS6STN's repeater, Echolink ZS6STN-R, and connected All-Star nodes. Grab your pens as here come the Zoom details. If you miss them, find them on the SARL upcoming events diary or social media channels. The Zoom meeting ID is 819-4617-8108 and the passcode is 496696. Everyone is welcome, so please spread the word and be sure to join the Power Hour Tech Talk for a collaborative and interactive learning experience. This at 1900 hours Central African time on Wednesday evening, the 30th of October. The West Rand Amateur Radio Club invites you to join them on Saturday, the 2nd of November, for their next exciting flea market and boot sale. Come and explore all on offer. Find these hidden treasures, or come and sell your own. Delicious Vors rolls and a variety of cold drinks will be on sale. Enjoy socializing with fellow amateurs and friends. The gate opens at 10 o'clock Central African time for refreshments, breakfast and socializing. Vendors are welcome to set up the shop at 11:30 CAT. To book a stand and table, contact the club at info@zs6wr.co.za. The clubhouse is at the end of Croton Street, Weltevreden Park. You can also search for the West Rand Amateur Radio Club on Google Maps. Right, the propagation report. Hannes Kutsia, ZS6BZP, reports that the solar activity is expected to be at low to moderate levels. There are currently 8 sunspot regions with simple to complex magnetic configurations visible. There's a high probability for C-class and moderate probability for M-class flares. If you want to do your own frequency predictions, the expected effective sunspot number for the week will be around 157. The 10 to 20 meter bands will, especially in the late afternoon and early evening, provide some good DX fun. 6 meters may also hold some pleasant surprises. Please visit the website spaceweather.sansa.org.za for further information. Finally, a diary of some upcoming events. Today, the CQWW SSB contest until midnight UTC. The 30th of October is the Sandton Power Hour Tech Talk. 31st of October to the 1st of November is Diwali. 2nd of November, the West Rand Amateur Radio Club's boot sale and the ZS4STN meeting. 9th of November is Hedy Lamar Day. The 10th of November is Remembrance Sunday. The 11th of November is Armistice Day. The 16th of November is the SARL Newbie Contest. The 23rd of November is the CQWWDXCW Contest and the SARL 40-meter club contest. This concludes our SARL part of the news bulletin for this morning. You have listened to a news bulletin written by Andy Cairns, ZS6ADY, proofread by Paul Johnson, ZS1S, and read by Stuart, ZR1 Whiskey Tango. Stay tuned for ZS6STN Club News. Sandton Amateur Radio Club News. Let's start with some birthdays of club members. Last week we had Christine Bauer and Jan Schubert on the 22nd of October, Henrik Felderboom on the 23rd of October, Richard Gears on the 23rd of October, Clinton Beale on the 24th of October, and Darren Turnant on the 25th of October. Congratulations and hope you had a great day on your birthday. Coming up this week, and in fact today, is Keith Barker and Marius Snowman. Congratulations and hope you have a great day today on your birthday. Best wishes to all of you. Right, it's time for club news. If you'd like to contribute to the club news this morning, please call in now on 2 meters. ZS6STN is now listening.
ZS6HI?
ZS6HI, ZS6STN. Please take a round, Keith.
Good morning, Stuart, and Bulletin very well received this morning. Thank you very much. Firstly, I'd like to say a very big congratulations to all the RAE students, as well as Noel, the SARL coordinator for ICASA, and to all the lecturers that participated and helped, and to Samir and Gerrit, who were coordinating and managing the operations of the RAE. So a very, very big thank you to all of you, and congratulations to the students. And for those that didn't quite make it, it's a learning experience. We'll see you back at the next exam, and I'm sure you will get through it the second time around. Then I'd like to just remind people, I think you did mention it on the report, that the 40-meter club contest is coming up towards the end of the month, and you notice that we were third on the contest for the 80-meter club contest. Unfortunately, we didn't come in third for the overall results, but thank you very much to all of those who participated in the 80-meter club contest and got those points for ZS6STN. Then it must be mentioned, it wasn't mentioned in the bulletin, but on the 16th of November, Baykar flies again, and that is a balloon carrying amateur radio out at Secunda. So that has now been rescheduled to the 16th of November, and we certainly hope the winds are favorable for the 16th of November, because they were not favorable on the 12th of October, and that's why it had to be rescheduled. But that'll be out at Secunda. It's quite an exciting, you can see how all the payloads are connected to one another, the balloon inflated, and then the launch of the payload, and then obviously the tracking and the use of all the technology that is on that balloon. And there will be, as they've mentioned, 3 balloons this year. One balloon, as a reminder, circumnavigating the globe, or trying to circumnavigate the globe, and that will contain a whisper beacon. Stuart has published the frequencies as well for the whisper beacon, and you can track that as it circumnavigates the globe. And then there will be a weather balloon carrying I think it is a APRS payload. So that will be an interesting one to track as well, or a digipeater, APRS digipeater. And then there will be the main Baykar balloon, which is carrying probably about 10 or 12 different payloads. That includes cameras, crossband repeaters, SSTV, VHF, SSTV, UHF, APRS, and so on. So that will be published, and please do enjoy the Baykar balloon launch over that weekend of the 16th of Saturday, the 16th of November. And so set that time aside. The launch typically takes place at about 7:30 or around there in the morning, and it lasts typically for about 2.5 hours on the main balloon. The other balloons, as we hope to circumnavigate the world, they'll be continuing for some time, so you can track that whisper beacon and send your reports through to info@zs6stn.org.za. Stuart will be tracking it as well, and it'll be very interesting to see where that balloon ends up. And I think, as an aside, I think that's really all I've got on the radar for this week, Stuart. ZS6STN, ZS6HI.
ZS6HI, ZS6STN returning. Thanks for that, Keith. Is there anyone else that'd like to give us some club news? ZS6STN is listening on 2 meters.
ZR6SJ.
ZR6SJ, ZS6STN. Please take a round.
Thank you. This is ZR6SJ. I am the new ham. Still quite nervous to press the PTC button, but I'm getting there. Yes, I think if there's anyone interested in doing the license that maybe don't have the license but listening, if you just follow what the lecturer says and you attend all the classes and you do the mock exams, there's no reason why you will not pass. So, yeah, I hope if you hear my message, you make a decision to join us, and it's quite fun. Thank you. Back to ZR6STN.
ZR6SJ, ZS6STN. Thanks, Hannes, and well done again. Great to hear you on air. Is there anyone else there that would like to give us some news? Any new hands? ZS6STN is now listening on 2 meters.
G3ZHI in England is listening.
Sorry, I didn't catch your call sign. Can you give me your call sign again?
Yes, Ian. G3ZHI checking in, saying hello. You may be interested to know that in Ireland they're bringing in the novice license, and in Germany as well. So 2 countries picking up the novice license new. Over.
Okay, well done. Great for that feedback. Thanks very much. So you're based in Ireland then. This is ZS6STN. You want to take another round?
6 Tango Alpha November.
Yeah, the name's Ian. I'm in England, but I was just listening to the news, and it was just on the radio news. And BATC had a meeting at the weekend. Very interesting talks on it on their YouTube channel from yesterday. So anybody interested in ATV and All-Star, a very good video on All-Star, so you might like to have a look. Okay, back to you.
Thanks very much for that report back on the BATC. Yes, I actually did listen to part of it. Very interesting, and Martin gave the talk on the All-Star node. He's very into that. ZS6STN. Well, I can give a little bit of club news. Yesterday, a few of us tried to communicate via ISS using their relay station, where you have an uplink of 145.990 megahertz and a downlink of 437.800 megahertz, using a tone of 67 hertz on the uplink. It's a very short window, and in George, the ISS was only like about 14 degrees above the horizon, but in Joburg I think it was like 80 degrees, so they had a good view of it, well, view in quotes, because it was during daylight, around about 1 o'clock. And gee, in those 6 minutes that I had the window, it was so busy, it was hard to actually get a word in edgewise. I just managed to give my call phone a few times, but I'll just rattle off all the people that I heard. ZS6JKN, ZR6G, ZS6ABI, ZS6AJA, ZS5BR, ZS6OY, ZS6REN, ZS6CR, ZS6KN, and ZS6MAR. All of these were heard by me. I'm just going to play a little. I did try and record it, but where I was standing was a bit noisy with the wind. But I'm just going to play a little bit of what happened, what I heard.
ZR1 Whiskey Tango, ZR1 Whiskey Tango.
Era 6, Japan, Kilowatt, Norway. Japan, Kilowatt, Norway, Zulu Radio 6, Alpha, Golf, Alpha. Zulu Radio 6, Alpha, Bravo, Zulu, Sierra 6, Juliet, Kilo, November. That is 6, Juliet, Kilo, November, Zulu, America, Germany, America, U59, Kilo, Golf, 33.
ZR1 Whiskey Tango, ZR1 Whiskey Tango.
Oscar Yankee. Oscar Yankee.
ZR1 Whiskey Tango, ZS6 Oscar Yankee, I hear you, 59. ZS6REN, ZR1 Whiskey Tango, good afternoon. ZS6 Charlie Radio, ZR1 Whiskey Tango.
Kilo, November 59. 59 US Northeast, nice contact.
ZS6 Charlie Romeo, ZR1 Whiskey Tango, good afternoon, 59 here. ZS6REN, hello Renato, ZR1 Whiskey Tango from George, Western Cape, hello.
ZR1 Whiskey Tango.
ZS6STN returning. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It might have sounded a bit boring, just a few call signs being issued, but it was quite exciting to do this pass through to parts of, well, a lot in Johannesburg, and one guy, at least one person in KZN. Well, I found it very exciting. Right, you're back to ZS6STN. This is the Sandton Amateur Radio Club News. Right, I have a small topic of interest to do with underground radio communications. So, there's some challenges in performing communications underground within caves, etc., because of course rock is is a conductor and absorbs radio waves. Ordinary radio waves typically have a very short range within caves. Low frequency or very low frequency radio with single sideband modulation is more commonly used today. Through the Earth transmission can be overcome by these restrictions by using ultra low frequencies, 300 to 3000 hertz signals, which can travel through several hundred feet of rock strata. The antenna cable can be located on the surface only at the mine site and provide signal coverage to the mine or cave. The antenna must be placed in a loop formation around the perimeter of the mine or wherever coverage is needed for systems using magnetic fields to carry the signals. If the terrain makes a loop surface antenna impractical to install, then the antenna can be installed underground or in a non-magnetic field type carrier may be used. But because the signal travels through rock, the antenna does not need to be run through all parts of the mine and achieve wide signal coverage. But anyway, there is a better way, and that was a bit garbled, sorry about that, and that is to use a mesh technique. A mesh network is a series of interconnected nodes where each node functions as both a transmitter and a repeater, creating multiple paths for reliable communication. Unlike the traditional radios which depend on line of sight, mesh networks allow signals to hop from node to node. And if one link fails, others maintain the network. Widely used in disaster communication, mesh is ideal for underground settings where obstacles are common. So how does this work in practice? As you navigate a cave, drop a mesh node at every turn or major intersection to keep the network strong. Each node extends the connection deeper into the cave. When communicating from the cave to the surface, place a node as close to the surface as possible, ideally in a location with minimal obstruction. Each node inside the cave will relay signals back to the node closest to the surface, allowing for reliable two-way communication with those above ground. Mesh networks offer several advantages underground. They are resilient. If a node fails, the system reroutes signals automatically. They are also expandable, so you can just add or remove nodes as needed. Importantly, mesh enables real-time voice and text communication, ensuring smooth coordination within the cave and with surface teams. That was a very short piece, a bit garbled in the beginning, because of course, although low frequencies and ULF can penetrate, you only achieve very low bit rates if you're trying to send data. Thank you to everyone out there for listening, and we trust that you've enjoyed the bulletin today. Please feel free to give comments or any constructive criticism. Thank you to the stations that assisted with relays and broadcasting, and to those who contribute to the content from time to time. Join us again next Sunday at 8:45 for the regular bulletin of the Sandton Amateur Radio Club. This ends the weekly club bulletin for the Sandton Amateur Radio Club, ZS6STN, which was operated today from the shack of Stewart ZR1 Whiskey Tango. Thank you to all our listeners, and 73. ZS6STN now relinquishes all frequencies for general use.